Hello, welcome to today's class. Today we will go for direct and indirect speech, which is in our third semester as a grammar topic. So, as we all aware that direct and indirect speech that we have come across during our earlier classes, during our ninth, 10th, and intermediate also. But we need to learn, see how a direct speech is converted into indirect speech. And first of all, let us know why we use direct speech and indirect speech. You see, what is direct speech? If I am speaking to you directly and it is a communication between the speaker and the audience, then see you can, without any hindrance, you can understand what the speaker said. But if suppose the same matter is you need to learn, so you need to know from somebody else, and there are chances that it may have something added or it may be deleted, some information may be deleted or may be presented in a different way. So when you get the information from the other source, not directly from the speaker, naturally there are some variations. So to avoid that variation and to exactly convey what the speaker said, we need to see learn how to convert direct speech into indirect speech. And it is not possible to be present at all the places and at all the time. It's quite impossible. Most of the time we get the information through reported speech only, not in the direct speech. Okay, so that way in order to see keep the information safe and secure, and at the same time in the same way with the same mode and same message, that if you want to get, you need to learn how to report something. So for reporting something, we need to know how it can be done. So it's all about reported speech. Let me share my screen. So once again, welcome to Government Degree College Siddipet. Um, See, reported speech, the same thing, how we can report. There are two ways of reporting what someone has said. If someone said something, there are two ways of reporting. For example, Maria said, when are you going home? So Jamil said, I am going home tomorrow. So these are the exact words spoken by the people. When are you going home? And I am going home tomorrow are the exact words spoken by the people. That's why we put them into quotation marks. Okay. So Maria said, we know her name, and Jamil also. So that way Maria said, Jamil said, we wrote, but what exactly they said is written in quotation marks, that when are you going home and I am going home tomorrow. So that way there is a dialogue between Maria and Jamil. So when the two persons are there, the speech is direct. Somebody is questioning and somebody is answering. Maria asked a question, when are you going home? And Jamil replied that I am going home tomorrow. So that way both have seen a direct say communication with one to another. Face to face communication is there. So that way all direct speech will be like that. Then what is the indirect speech? Suppose you are what you are doing is in a report, we are paraphrasing the speaker words without adding anything or without deleting anything. So that way, so whenever you want to add, so don't add anything or delete anything from the speech. For example, if you look at the first sentence, Maria said, when are you going home? So Maria asked Jamil, because we know it is a dialogue between Maria and Jamil. Maria asked Jamil when he was going home. So when are you going home has become when he was going home. So it is all the information is about going home. At what time she is going home, or what day she is going home. He was going home. So that was there. So Jamil replied that he was going home the next day. So Jamil replied that he was going home the next day. So we have given the exact message that was said in direct speech, but we have not added any inverted commas, that means the quotation marks, because we are just paraphrasing what the speaker said. So when we are converting a direct speech into indirect speech, keep in your mind that there should not be any additions and deletions, and there should not be any change also. Only thing is we are just paraphrasing the speaker words without additions and deletions. This we need to know. When you look at the newspapers, because whenever we come across report, a news reporter comes to our mind. So whenever you look at the newspapers, if you read all the news, maybe 3 to 4 newspapers, you will not get the same information, because either they may be adding something or they may be deleting something. So there are certain difficulties with them. So for their own promotion, for their own point of view, say they make some changes, but exactly it is not the reported speech. Reported speech is this. So whatever the exact word said by the speaker, you have to paraphrase it without any additions and see deletions. So or without changing. Suppose when he said that he was going home, you can't say he was going to office like that. There should not be any change at all. And so that way we will kind of, this is what we call a reported speech. So we have two ways of communication. One is one-to-one, that is direct speech, and when you are paraphrasing the speaker words, that is what we call an indirect speech. So direct speech we use in quotation marks. Indirect speech we write with an introductory reporting verb and a reported class. For example, replied is a reporting verb, and the reported class is he was going home the next day is a reporting class. So that way, if you look at the direct speech, one-to-one communication, put in see in quotation marks. Reported speech is nothing but the paraphrasing of the speaker speaker words. So that way we have both ways of whether you say in direct speech or indirect speech, the message is same, the information is same, but the way how you said in one-to-one communication and in see what you call see giving the paraphrase of it, see should be different. So one is reported, the other is the direct speech. So when you are changing from direct to reported speech, how do you do? So there are certain things we have to look at the pronouns. We have to look at the time, place, and place markers and the tenses. So these things we should be say very much careful about. So here we talk about the pronouns, how the pronouns have changed. So we often change to see. We often have to change the pronouns, because exactly if I say Shanti, I work, when you are now paraphrasing it, you can't say I work in your office, isn't it? So it is not I, it is she only. So for example, you take this one, Shanti, I work in your office. So who is I here? I here is Shanti, and I work in your office, right? So who is this your? See, I work in your office. So Shanti said that she worked in my office. Okay. So that way we will convert. So I becomes here, the pronoun I becomes she, because who is this I here? Here I is Shanti. So that way Shanti said that she worked in my office. So we have to change the pronouns whenever you are using the inverted commas. That means in quotation marks, whatever pronoun is there, you have to write the same subject pronoun in the indirect speech. So what are the time markers? There are time and place markers are there. Maybe in the given sentence it is here, then you have to convert into there. And if it is today, you have to convert into that day. And if it is tomorrow given in the sentence, then convert into the next day. If it is yesterday, the day before. If it is next week, the following month. If it is next month, the following month, the following. If it is in 1 hour, 1 hour later. In 2 hour, 2 hours later. Like similarly, if it is now, I am writing now, then she was writing then. You have to write. So now becomes then. When you say this morning, we have to say that morning. And this afternoon can be converted into that afternoon. When you say tonight, that evening or that night. Last week becomes the previous week. Last becomes the previous. Ago becomes the before. So these are the very common see things that you will get uh, in your sentences. Okay, so this way you will get. 3 days ago, 3 days before. Whenever ago comes, we have to write before. So that way, the time and the place markers have to be changed. So, in converting direct speech into indirect speech, because today is see maybe said in 4 days ago or 5 days ago the sentence. When you are converting, you are giving information right now. You can't say today. It was said on that day, whatever day that she said or he said, we have to use that. So that way, we have to see that all these time and place markers are to be changed to their corresponding one. So when you look at the pronouns, we are changing the pronoun and we are also taking care of time and place markers, isn't it? So that way, we make changes. Yeah. Look at how are you going to change our tenses? We need to have good knowledge about the tenses. At least we should be able to identify the verb structure so that we can change them more easily. So what should be done, especially when you are making the changes, converting active ways into passive ways. For example, he said, I am going abroad. So he said is different and I am going abroad is different. So I is the subject here and I am going is the verb. That is, it is in what you call present continuous tense. So it is in present continuous tense. Okay. So he said, I am going abroad. So when you are converting direct speech into indirect speech, you have to take he said as it is. Then this you should first thing you have to do is you should remove this comma and inverted commas, because why you are keeping them into the see quotations, because these are the actual words spoken by the see speaker. So we don't have any permission to go into. So we are breaking this barrier. We are breaking this barrier and just entering into it. Okay. So he said, I am going to abroad. Now we can go and look at the pronoun and we can change it to he. That means who is I here? He only said. So that's why it is I is nothing but he. And I am going is in present continuous tense. When the given sentence in direct speech is in present continuous, we will convert them into past continuous tense. That means present continuous is changed into past continuous. So look at your present continuous tense is changed into past continuous tense and abroad is written as it is. So you have to first job you have to do is when the direct speech is given, break these comma inverted commas and write with a linking word that. And of course that is understood in this, so we are not writing that here. So you remove comma inverted commas, then just enter into the sentence and look at the pronoun here. Then see write the suitable pronoun here. If it is she, then you have to write she. If it is they, you have to write they. So likewise, whatever pronoun is here, look at and exact pronoun. What is the exact pronoun of that particular subject? You have to write that. Then convert the present continuous tense into past continuous tense. Then write the remaining. So the answer is he said he was going abroad. So that way, what we are doing is when you look at the tense of the sentence, if the tense of the sentence is in present continuous, what you are doing is you are converting it into past continuous. Then why should we convert? You may get a question, because he said is in the past tense and it should also be in the past. There is an agreement in the sentence. That means in the sentence all must be in only one tense, isn't it? You can't combine present with past, isn't it? Past and present tenses are go with the present tense, and the future tenses will go in the future. But only a simple present tense and simple future combination is there in conditions that we have come across. So that way you have to check that it must be in the same tense. So that way we have converted I am going into was going. And he said that can be written, it may be or it may be understood there. So we have to look at the see pronoun. Just in the previous slide we have come across how to change the pronoun. So you are writing the suitable pronoun here. I'm going is in present continuous, you are converting into past continuous, and the remaining you wrote, isn't it? This way, we change direct speech into reported speech. So, how do we go about it? The knowledge of tenses will help you in converting direct speech sentence into indirect speech sentence. For example, if the given sentence is in the simple present tense, then you have to convert into simple past tense. Simple present tense is converted into simple past tense. And present continuous, if the sentence is in present continuous tense, we will write into past continuous, right? And if it is in the present perfect tense, if it is in the present perfect tense, we convert into past perfect tense. What is the present perfect tense structure? In present perfect tense, we get the verbs called have or has. We get the verbs called see have or has we will get, and verb is in the past participle. So that means third form the verb we use. So this is the verb structure in present perfect tense. In past perfect tense, what do? We convert into had. Sorry, we convert into had plus third form. So if it is in present perfect tense, we have to convert into past perfect tense. If it is in the simple past tense, if it is in the simple past tense, then it must be converted into past perfect tense. Sorry, past perfect tense. What is the structure for simple past tense? The verb is in the past form. That means for convenience, we can say it is second form. And how it should be converted into in past perfect tense. What is the structure? We had the structure of had plus third form of the verb. That means we write had and verb is in past participle. And as we all aware, past perfect tense actions are used for the activities that are already completed but have importance. So if there are two activities, the first activity which is completed and has importance, we write in past perfect tense. So the structure is had plus third form of the verb. So if the given sentence is I went, you have to convert it he had gone. So that way simple past is converted into past perfect tense. Okay. And see simple past is converted into past perfect tense. And the past continuous tense is converted to past perfect continuous. That means past continuous is what past be form plus see verb form inform to the verb. That means I was going. For example, I am going. I was going. A be form and also inform will come. So past continuous is converted into past perfect continuous. What is past perfect continuous? Had been plus going. Had been going, it will be converted into had been going. And if it is in the past perfect tense, then there should not be any change except converting the pronouns and other information. There should not be any change in the tense. Okay. And even in the simple future also, there will not be any change. And in simple future also, there is no change at all. The future tense remains the future tense. Future continuous can be changed into, will be in the future continuous. And future perfect, there will not be any change. So all future tenses will remain as future only, except see converting the pronoun and all that. So there will not be much change. So only the changes that you can see is all present tense are converted into their own corresponding past tenses. And past simple past is converted into past perfect tense, past continuous into past perfect continuous. So this you have to keep in your mind while converting direct speech into reported speech, because all direct speech sentences, if you recognize the tense of them, then you can convert them accordingly. So this is how we go about in converting direct speech into indirect speech. Then. So again, we have to take care about the reporting verbs. What are the reporting verbs? So usually the reporting verbs are either we can say asked, said, and told. These are what we call reporting verbs. So when you look at these, other reporting verbs such as offer, promise, recommended, suggest, advise, inquire, and explain. Because whenever we are writing a reported work, you should be very careful. So whether that particular statement is a recommendation, whether it is a promise, or whether it is a suggestion made by or whether it is an advice given, or whether it is an inquiry, or whether it is an explanation. So if you are writing that, that means you are giving the mode of the sentence. So whether it is a recommendation or a promise, or whether it is an offer or suggestion, so all that you have to mention, so that your reporting speech will have a great clarity. So here is an example of how, what is the difference between say or tell. Usually we write said and told. So you may be at confusion when to use said and when to use told, or say or tell. So there is a see information about it. So there is an important grammatical difference is there. So what is that grammatical difference? So if you say tell someone plus reported sentence. For example, I told, who is that someone? My friend. I told my friend. That means I is a subject, and the told is here, and someone, who is that someone? Someone is my friend here. Then what is the reported sentence? That I had seen the play. So that way we have to use told when it should be followed by someone, isn't it? So with say, so what is the difference between say? This is about tell. Okay. When you want to say with say, when you want to use say or said, so we should not use the object unless it is followed by to. So object is not used, but if at all object is used, we have to use to before it. So say that, when you say that, yeah, and a reported statement, this is what you have. For example, I said that I had seen the play. I said that I had seen the play. Then it should be how, say to someone plus reported statement. That means I said to, because here to has come. We have to use to. My friend, then the remaining reporter statement is that I had seen the play, isn't it? So there is a grammatical difference whenever you are using said. So it should have to before it, isn't it? So that when it is followed by someone, so that way there is a slight difference between say and tell. That is, when you convert them into indirect speech, they may become said and told, isn't it? Then go to the next slide. Yeah, reported questions. So what do we follow in questions? Especially when you look at the questions, that means interrogatives. The interrogative questions are of two types. One are WH questions, that is short response questions, or in fact we can call them as a yes or no type question. That means we use informatory for getting the information. We use informatory question, and all the WH questions are informatory question. That means if you seek some information, you start a question with WH. That means what, where, why, how, why, and see which, and all that. These kind of questions will give you some information. And there are some short response questions. That means either you get the answer either yes or no. So they are called as short response questions. So we use reporting verbs such as ask, wonder, inquire, want to know. So how you should use. So how is your sister? When you say how is your sister, he asked me how my sister was. So here we use the word ask, isn't it? So it is just an asking one. So how is your sister, whether she is okay or not? So how is your sister? So it is just ask we use. We use the same word order as that for a statement. For example, we use the same order. How? What are you doing? Then what I was doing, what I was reading. So they wanted to know what I was reading. So in WH questions we use this order. So what are you doing? Reading becomes what I was reading. So the word order will be almost same. We do not use do, does, or did, or a question mark when you are using when you are in the passive, in the indirect speech. For example, where do you stay? So when she inquired where I stayed. So where I stayed is a statement, and we have not used any question mark, or else we have not used do, does, and did in the indirect speech. Do you understand the difference between these two? Where do you stay is a question. We have a do here and a question mark here, since it is an interrogative sentence. So when you convert that into your indirect speech or reported speech, what do? You should not use any do, does, did kind of verbs here, and also the question mark should not be used. Of course, we don't use because it is we are just paraphrasing what the speaker said. So when you are paraphrasing, there will not be any further question at all, isn't it? So the question is converted into a statement here. So because it is a summary or a paraphrase of the speaker words. So she inquired where I stayed. So don't use a question mark, and see do, does, did should not be used in past tense in the reported speech. So there is a difference between active voice and passive voice. In active voice and passive voice, there is an active question and there is a passive question. But in direct indirect speech, a question will not be a question because we are paraphrasing it, so it becomes a statement. So you have to be very careful. So see, sometimes after going through direct speech and indirect speech, we may get confused. Okay, so that should not be. In WH questions, we use the same question word. For example, if it is with why, we write why only. If it is where, we write with where only. If it is what, we write with what only. So what, why, how, which, all this will be the same way. For example, why are you crying? Why she was crying, we say. So the same why should be there. That means say the same question word will be there. We should not use any question mark. Use don't use do, does, or did. So the word order should be almost similar. So that way we use. In yes or no type questions, what will happen? Did you come yesterday? I asked him if she had come the day before. That means in yes or no type questions, we use a link word if. So that way, if or whether is used in see, the yes or no type question, that means short response questions. So that way, we go for reported questions. So when you come for reporting a request, how should be the order? So the request, commands, orders, and advice, we change only the pronouns and the time. So time markers. For example, please exercise regularly. So this is either this is a request. Please exercise regularly. So he advised me to exercise regularly. Here the word to is used. Okay. Do not change the tense. So you should not change the tense also. So when you are see if it is a request or order, look at whether it is a request or it is an order or it is an advice. You have to say please exercise regularly means please is said. So when it is a command, we never say please, isn't it? If it is an order, we never say. So he advised. So he requested. Anything can be used, but exercise regularly is an advice for you. If he is seeking for his own personal thing, we can say it as requested, but here it is an advice given to us. So he advised me to exercise regularly. Do not change the tense. Finish your work. We never say finished your work. So the answer should not, in the answer, don't change the tense. In indirect speech, what you call tense remains the same. So that way, in request to take care that in the reporting verb should be appropriate and the pronoun and time markers should be the same and don't change the tense of the sentence. In all others, so far we have come across even in the questions also, we have changed the tense. But here in reported request and orders, we don't do that. So here is an exercise given in your textbook about the say, said, and tell and told that we have just come across. So don't worry about that. So we have an idea about it. So I'll go for the next one. So here are about the corrections. Before corrections, let me go for some conversions because these are very, very important. Once you know them, then see changing them becomes easy for you. So here you look at the sentence. They said dogs are fun to play with, isn't it? So you have to convey. They said that dogs are becomes were fun to play with, isn't it? She said, "Do you live near the house?" So whenever questions like see do, that means yes or no type questions will come. We use a linking word if. He, she said means she asked me. If then who is this you? It is here. When you see it is asked me, it is I. And live is in the present tense. We converted into lived near the school. Again, I told you that this question should not be a question in the indirect speech. It should be a statement, isn't it? So these things we have to take care. They suggested I don't like sugar in my coffee. The guest said I don't like sugar in my coffee. So the guest said, and either you are see removing these commas and inverted commas. See that means in the quotation marks whatever is said we are going into it. So who is this I? I is the guest. So she did not like sugar in not my coffee, in her coffee. Okay. So the guest, even if you want to talk about he or she, you can say he or she, isn't it? Then Elisa said to me, "How old are you?" So Elisa asked me. This said to me is converted into asked me because it is a question. Just come across in interrogatives how you should see take the reporting work. Elisa asked me, "How old are you?" I see how old I was. We are keeping the order, and only thing is we are changing the tense of the sentence, and the question mark is removed. That means we are making it a state. She said to me, "When will you be back in your office?" She asked me. Said to me becomes the asked. And see, when will you? Usually in questions, we will get the verb first, then later the subject, isn't it? But in the statement, when you are converting into the statement, what do we do is we will bring the word first, subject. We write the subject first, then later the verb. So will becomes would here. Okay. Again, question we are not using it here. So look at the next few examples. See, the boss said to the secretary, "Don't forget to order A4 size paper." So, not to forget. Whenever don't comes, we have to use not to. Okay. To do not, we have to write, but instead of that, we write not to. Okay. So, the boss said to the secretary, because don't forget means what? Reminded. Then my friend said to me, "I am meeting my project head tomorrow." My friend he was just giving an information, so he informed me. And I is converted into she, and am meeting becomes was meeting. My project head tomorrow has changed into the next day. Okay, so this way we convert. They said we were planning a visit you next week. We are planning to visit you next week. So they told that's the information given that they were planning. So they see they were the same thing was there. Past continuous tense to next week becomes week after. He said, "Please help me lift these bags." He requested me. Then we are using to as a see preposition here, and because please has become requested, and help him lift those bags. These bags will become those bags. The watchman said to us, "Don't play cricket in the garden." So that is a warning. So warned us, and when you are writing don't, usually these imperative sentences should start with to. So don't play. So what we are writing to don't, instead of to don't we are writing not to play cricket in the garden. So that way we will convert. So first job here, what you have to do is you remove comma, inverted commas, look at the reporting verb and that suitable reporting verb that we have to use. Then go into the subject and see, look at see the subject, and that subject can be converted into the same pronoun. We have to write appropriate pronoun. We have to write, then convert the tense of the sentences, and if at all there are any markers, time markers and all that, that we have to change. For example, tomorrow has become next day, Next week has become the week after, like that. So whatever changes that you want to make, you can make. So that way we will convert direct speech into indirect speech. So let me go to for correction of the sentence. How we can correct the direct speech into indirect speech. So if there are any errors, that we will go for. For example, they correct the following sentences. The traffic police said me I could not park my two-wheeler there. So it is not said me because it should be told me. We have see subject here, the person here. So when the person comes, we have to say told. So because we have just come across said and told, isn't it? So he told he was Aishwarya's husband. So he should not be told he was because there is no subject, there is no person here. So he said he was Aishwarya's husband. So it should be instead of told, we have to write said. And he said that he is changing his job. So he said that he is changing his job is wrong. He said because that is understood here. He is changing is in the present tense. So we have to change the tense of the sentence. So he is changing becomes was changing because he is becomes was here because it is in the present continuous tense. And the tense of the sentence should be changed in the indirect speech. So he is changing has become was changing. Then the doctor advised me to take bed rest and eat nutritious food. So the doctor advised me here, take rest and eat nutritious food. That was the suggestion given by the advice given by the doctor, isn't it? So that way, when you are using this imperative sentence, then we have to use to as a link word. So the doctor advised me to take bed rest and eat nutritious food. So this is essential. So you need to write two. They wanted to know what my name was. So what was my name? So again, I told you it is about the was should be the be was is it the be form that means verb, and my name is the subject here. So this is the subject. So in all questions we have this structure. So in all interrogative sentences we get the verb first, then later the subject. But in the indirect speech, what do? We bring subject here. We bring subject here, and was becomes the same was is there, but it's a question. So what my name was. So they wanted to know what my name was. There should not be any question mark at all. So here is also a correction, isn't it? Then go for a few more sentences like that. So he told me to come back tomorrow. He told me to come back tomorrow. As we all know, the tomorrow becomes what? The next day. So here time marker is converted. The time so word is converted to tomorrow has become the next day. That is the correction. She said she was asked to come here. So here becomes there. Then I wondered whether he can help me. I wondered whether he could help me because wondered is in the past tense, so we have to write could. He could help me. My cousin said him that he should go out. So instead of said, we write told because we have a person here. He said he had brought the bicycle 10 years ago. As we are aware, ago should be converted into before. So that way, ago has changed into before. So this way, corrections can also be done. So you have this exercise in your grammar textbook, and there is one more. See, a dialogue was given in the textbook, and the dialogue is in the direct speech, and you are asked to convert into indirect speech. So that way, in your textbook, this exercise is given, and the exercise, the answers are such. The interviewer congratulated the winner and asked him how he left. The interviewer also asked him how long he had been singing. So you look at the interviewer congratulated. For example, congratulations and check. If he says, they will say congratulated the winner and asked him how he felt. So the interviewer also asked him how long he had been singing. The winner thanked the interviewer and replied that he felt elated. He added that he had started singing when he was 5. So whenever there is a see continue, so far we have come across the sentences. That means only single sentences we have seen. But if it is in conversion, if it is in the paragraph also, we can convert them. So because whenever they speak, we keep them in see quotation marks, and all that information we can convert into indirect speech. The same method is used. The interviewer asked him what the secret behind his success was. What is the secret, we say, and what the interviewer said. See what the secret of this has come next round. The winner emphasizes that it was hard work. He was there that day because of his hard work and perseverance. Next, the interviewer inquired how it was receiving. See, look at it was receiving the trophy from India's most popular cricketer. So here we are using inquired, emphasized, look at, and asked. Then he added. Okay, so the winner thanked, the interviewer congratulated. So look at whenever how we are using these words, what the words itself convey the real sense of the sentence. So we have to carefully choose them. And even when you are writing, he was 5, and how long he had been singing. Again, we have changed the tense of the sentence. Okay, so that way, we will see convert the direct speech statements in paragraphs into indirect speech also. Okay, so again, there are maybe some 10 sentences were there for your conversion. The winner answered it had been a dream come true to receive the trophy from his cricket idol. The interviewer asked how it had felt to perform in front of other celebrities. The winner replied that it was amazing. He added that all of them had complimented him on his singing. The interviewer then asked what his future plans were. The winner said that it was just the beginning and added that he wished to achieve a lot more. Finally, the interviewer asked if he had any message for young people, and the winner advised the young to work hard, to stay focused, and to aim to excel in the field and to choose field you choose, and was confident that success was bound to chase. So here, whatever advice is given, he started with two. He said to work hard, to stay focused, to aim, to excel. So this way, see if you look at all there are some questions asked by the interviewer, so all those questions are not there. Nowhere you will find a question mark here. So they were converted into say indirect speech. So the paraphrasing was done without further putting a question or further asking. So that way we convert the direct speech into indirect speech. So you have to be very careful in converting direct speech into indirect speech. Follow these things that we have just discussed. Okay. So how in the reported request and orders, what should be done? So without changing the tense, and if we're looking at this, we have to say whether it is advised, ordered, okay, requested, and even when you are converting reported questions, see that the same word order should be there. And then the reporting verb, we have to select a reporting verb. Do, does, did should not be used. Then WH questions are there. You don't convert them into other questions. Only keep them WH questions. If it's yes or no type question, use if or whether as a link word. So the difference between say and tell. Then when you are converting, see the tense of the sentence. So these are the things that you need to keep in your mind. And you have to change the suitable pronoun, and again time and place markers are converted into the corresponding one. So that way, if you are taking little care, converting their speech into indirect speech is not that difficult. And even in your examination, you may be asked to see write in a different. That means indirect speech may be given and you are asked to write into the direct speech. That also can be done very easily. Whatever we have done from converting direct speech into indirect speech, see similarly you have to do the opposite of that, so that you will convert indirect speech into the direct speech. So do some practice. See, have an eye whenever there is a direct speech comes. What are all see are there, and whenever it is converted into indirect speech, pay attention and see practice them. So through practice, you will get mastery over it. So with these words, let me conclude the today's class. Thank you.